What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Texas Chainsaw Massacre video. We got quite a few notes today.
Yes.
Quite a few things we got to talk about today, as this past week was spent revealing these pretty cool player cards for the victims in the game. One, I just want the player cards.
Yeah, like physical, please.
Yeah, we could just actually buy those cards and have them in the collection. That would be great.
Yes.
But what was cool about these cards is that they confirmed the stats of which each victim has, and it confirms what their ability does. And after all 5 were revealed, they also had a community hub post that shared even more details on exactly what those stats do and how they're used in the game, and what specifically, even more detail on what the ability for each victim does. So we're going to go through all of that. That's why we waited all week to do this. Believe me, we thought about doing a video on each one, but I'm glad we waited because it'd be fun to discuss.
Yes.
And there's so much. I'd rather just toss it all into one video, one-stop shop. You watch this video, you got everything you need to know about all these playing cards. So let's dive right in. First of all, in this community hub post, we get just a little bit of a quote from Sir Matthew Zepp, Matt Shacha, as you may know him as. He breaks down the character stats a little bit. He says, character stats are broken out into 5 main attribute categories: toughness, endurance, strength, proficiency, and stealth. And while each victim has a base value for each attribute, these values can be tweaked by way of the metagame and that victim's unique skill tree. Stashed among the various perks in the skill tree unlocks are attribute unlock points. Snagging one of those will award a point that can be used to raise the value of any attribute the player chooses. This is just one of the options players can use to build their victim loadouts in unique ways. Of course, the base values play an important role in this, as pumping up a low base value will cost more attribute unlock points than leaning into a specific victim's strong suits. More of the full metagame later. For now, let's cover what these attributes really are. And we'll dive into that in a second, but I really want to talk about the attribute point system. Of course, we already knew that stats were going to be a thing similar to F13, where you have a specific amount of stat points, which for this, I believe it's 50, and you get to, that's put into each category per your victim, and it changes how you're going to play based on who you're playing. It's something we saw already. It's not a new concept. What is interesting is, of course, the skill tree. That's similar to, let's say, like Evil Dead the game, and how you could take points applied into a skill tree and kind of change your player how you want to play. And similar to that as well, though not in the same vein, but the attribute unlock points, you can actually, if you unlock a point, you can actually buff up a certain category for a victim.
Yes.
So like Leland, as we go through this, things like, toughness and strength, those are easier for you to buff up with your attribute points. But if you want to, put it into like stealth instead, you have to use more attribute points to actually make that jump.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. To buff your character's weaknesses, it's going to cost more attribute points to become a more well-rounded character.
Yeah, so I think what I would do in most games like this, like I'm just going to focus on what I'm good at, and I'm going to buff the shit out of it.
Find your role.
Yeah, like compare it to being a warrior in Evil Dead the game, all right? You're good at melee. I'm going to buff the hell out of my melee. I'm not going to put my skill tree points into my range. I don't care about that now when I'm playing as a warrior. I just want to go beat the piss out of people with a melee weapon, so that's what I'm going to buff. I'm going to make it unstoppable. I think that's probably how it's going to go in this game as well. But you have the option to do it the other way around if you want. All right? Now let's talk about these individual attributes. Let's start with toughness. All right? Toughness is not to be confused with strength. True toughness is fortitude, built from character, and in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's not simply a health pool. While toughness does help you sustain more damage before becoming incapacitated, it also shortens your recovery time, giving you a higher all-around survivability. Yeah, exactly what you'd expect there from toughness, I would say. But again, it separates from strength. All right? Next, moving on.
Endurance. Similar to toughness, endurance encapsulates more than just the stamina pool. Endurance in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will help with the overall stamina while also speeding up your stamina regeneration rate, getting you back to full speed faster. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, again, pretty self-explanatory what endurance is, yes. So it's stamina, just based on the clips we've seen, it drains fast as hell, even seeing your athletic characters running. So I think, that's going to be a huge factor. You're going to want to buff your endurance, I think, quite a bit. That's where your attribute points might go across the board.
Right.
Okay, strength. Strength determines how effective a victim is at confronting family members. Strength can alter the stun effect duration for actions such as sneak attacks, grappling in close encounters, and bursting out of hiding spots. Strength can also assist victims in certain interactions like escaping restraints, opening crawl spaces, and turning off the generator.
Ooh, bursting out of hiding spots.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw, like, when Sonny was hiding in a hiding spot, that he had the option to burst out, but I didn't realize it was going to be like a stun mechanic.
Yeah, or a stun lock. So, like, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Like, it affects the duration of how long it takes. So if you're a weaker character, you're probably going to have a longer stun lock as you burst out of a hiding spot.
Yeah, it's interesting that strength also comes into play when opening crawl spaces. You think it would just be how fast you could rapid fire that thing, but it just comes down, it changes based on who you're playing, how quickly you can open up those types of doors.
I mean, it makes sense. It's
realistic.
Yeah, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is realistic.
Based on a true story.
That's right.
Don't overthink that, people. I don't know how many times we've gotten comments where it's like, I can't believe they would bring back the real victims and things like, no, stop. Very loosely based on the true story, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is. Let's move on to proficiency.
Proficiency is the gauge we measure a victim's ability to accomplish skilled tasks and interactions, such as lockpicking. While higher proficiency victims can pick locks more easily, lower proficiency victims can still pick locks. They might struggle a bit more with the interaction.
Yeah, so if you're more proficient, you unlock things faster. It makes sense. You're more proficient when you have higher proficiency.
Whoa.
It's not too hard to figure that one out. All right, and then last but not least, stealth. Stealth is everywhere in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and as such, the stealth attribute is a bit more specific than the general stealth that all victims are capable of. This attribute influences the victim's ability to perform actions silently, generating less noise while accomplishing tasks. This does not, however, affect the general stealth used in-game, such as hiding from family members and staying in the shadows. Yeah, so you're just quieter when actually doing specific actions.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that when you hide in a bush that you are going to be easier to spawn if you don't have a higher stealth attribute.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just when actually taking advantage of actions. And now that we know exactly what these abilities do, let's go back to the playing cards themselves. All right, so starting first with Connie Taylor. She's 5'6", 120 pounds, 20 years old, from Paris, Illinois.
Illinois shout out.
Yeah, not far from the boy. I mean, it's far. It's way south from us, but it's real. Paris, Illinois. It does exist.
Yes.
Her ability is the focused ability. More on that in a second, but let's take a look at her attribute points. Looks like we're on a scale of 0 to 50 total points that could be in each category. With toughness, she's got a 20 out of 50. Endurance, a 25 out of 50. Strength, looks like about a 15 out of 50. Proficiency up there at 35. And then stealth at 30. So, Connie more driven on proficiency and stealth for sure, as well as endurance. Her strength pretty low, her toughness pretty low. So, yeah, she's going to be the one you're going to want to just get shit done. And that goes hand in hand with her ability. And again, we'll come back to all the abilities in a second. But, yeah, moving on to old Sonny. Huh? Give us a breakdown of Sonny, will you?
Yeah, Sonny Williams. He's 5'11", 160 pounds. He's 19, from Pearland, Texas.
Texas boy, native. Local native.
Nice. Yeah, and his attributes are as follows. Toughness is about 10. Endurance is about 40. Strength looks about 35. Proficiency about 25. And stealth about 15.
Yeah, so for Sonny, you're not going to have too much in that toughness category, but endurance and strength and proficiency is not bad either. But that endurance for sure. If you want to just run around and keep your distance and keep going as long as you possibly can, I think endurance is, I think Sonny's going to be good for that role for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, next on the list, Julie Crawford, 5'7", 140 pounds, 21 years of age, from San Clemente, California. Ultimate Escape is her ability. I think it's going to be one of the coolest abilities in the game. We'll talk about it in a second. For her attributes, you got toughness at 25, endurance at 30, strength at 10, proficiency 20, and stealth all the way up there at 40. So endurance and stealth, the spotlights of Julie. So again, if you're looking to be stealthy, avoid at all costs. That's Julie's going to be your way to go. And I think with her Ultimate Escape abilities, when we dive into that, I think she's going to end up being a favorite for a lot of people.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right, next on the list.
Leland McKinney. He's 6 foot, 190 pounds, 18 years old, from Georgetown, Texas. He is has a lifesaver ability, which we've seen in the different footage we've gotten.
Well, I guess we didn't specifically see it in play, but we saw that it could have came into play. We saw that he could have used it, but he didn't.
Correct. Looks like his toughness is about 15, endurance is 30, strength is 40, proficiency is about 25, and stealth 10. Low stealth.
Yeah, low stealth. He's going to be the guy that's just opening doors quickly in a tough situation, can save people at a quicker rate, and I think that's going to help with his if you ever get into a grapple there with Leland.
Yes,
that'll help out. So, and that brings us to last but not least here, the fan favorite Ana Flores. All right. 5'4", 105 pounds, 18 years of age, from Uvalde, Texas. Her ability is Pain is Nothing, which is another cool one. I think you guys are going to dig that one. But Toughness comes back into that play with her ability at a 40, endurance 25, strength 20, proficiency 10, stealth 25. So if you're looking for that tough character who's not going to be caught off guard, driving fear the whole time, Ana's going to be the way to go.
Yes.
So, all right, now let's talk about those abilities, because each ability in this community hub got a somewhat detailed breakdown. All right, let's start first with Connie's ability, the Focused ability. It allows her to pick a lock much faster at the cost of stamina and her failing proximity warnings without consuming the unlock tool. This was already kind of talked about in a handful of the articles, specifically IGN spotlighted how Connie can just break a lock instantly if she wants.
Mm-hmm.
What they didn't make clear was if it regenerated over time. It was confirmed that it does.
Yep.
But it does take a while. And we didn't get we didn't know about the cost of stamina. That by doing that, she loses stamina. And she won't be able to get the proximity warnings of the family coming. Like those big red hazard signs with the noise being made from family members. That just goes away. So, yeah, there's also quite the risk with using that. But ultimately, getting out of the basement quickly or you're in a tough situation, it's going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta value risk reward there.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder how quickly it does regen, because you got to figure out what's the best lock to do it.
Right.
I feel like I would never use it unless I was about to die. I was literally screwed. That's when I would use it. Otherwise, hey man, go find a freaking unlock tool.
Right.
All right, play it safe. Huh? All right, next.
Sunny has heightened sense. Sunny, the intellectual, has a heightened sense ability. Triggering this will give Sunny a situational awareness buff, allowing him to detect noise made by anyone nearby, pinpointing their location and tracking their movements.
Yeah, we kind of guessed this just based on the image from the gameplay.
Yes.
That it was going to be similar to the Cook's ability to kind of hone in on senses. I think he can just kind of activate it, doesn't have to slowly move his camera around to spot somebody like the Cook does, but still similar to the Cook's ability to track you down via noise.
Yeah, and I wonder what the risk is with using it.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be too much of one based on the description here.
Right.
Unlike the stamina lock. I imagine it probably immobilizes you, like similar to the Cook.
Probably.
It slows you down, or you have to, you can't be running around with a heightened sense, otherwise your footsteps are going to be distracting,
True,
Think about it. Just realistically, think about it.
Realistically, when you can see the noise. Just think about it realistically.
Okay. Next is Julie. She has the ability Ultimate Escape, which sounds like a hell of an ability. It literally says that. And Julie, the supporting type, makes great use of it. When activated, Julie cannot be tracked by the family while also getting significantly reduced stamina drain while sprinting for a short time. Dude, I don't know how long that lasts, but that sounds like Final Girl escape every time type of character. Like, piss off the rest of the victims. I'm not going to work with you guys at all. I'm just going to go hide, and I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, wow. And they even say, sure sounds like a hell of an ability.
Yeah, and it does. It really does. I'm saying, I think Julie is going to end up being one of the fan favorites for sure, because, to be that stealthy and then to combine it with reduced stamina, it's like the perfect time to just take off running and get to one of the escapes. So, yeah, I dig that one. Just from the sounds of it, I really like how Julie's going to play. But, all right, next.
We're moving on to Leland. Leland can throw his weight around, literally. Use a lifesaver ability to bump charge a family member, stunning them. Leland can use this ability in a variety of ways to interrupt an otherwise fatal clash with family, for himself, or his friends.
And he did say for himself. We kind of read an article that seemed like that was the case when it was IGN that he could use his ability to knock down a family member, even if he was by himself. But we did see it, not in action, but we saw that you could use it if you had a victim in a struggle. You could save them without having a tool to do so.
Yeah, and in his biography on the playing card, he was a wrestler in high school and college. So maybe he just body slams a family member. Leatherface, see you later.
I wish that was the
That's
case.
not going to happen.
No, it's going to be simply a shoulder bump and just run through them. I do wonder if the ability is different when using it on somebody like Leatherface versus the cook.
Right.
You know, I mean, they already confirmed that they're going to have cards as well, and that how their abilities are going to work and their attributes. So they probably all fall the same, but how long it takes to get up is different between Leatherface and the cook and the hitchhiker.
Oh yeah, that'd be funny if Leland uses his ability and the cook and the hitchhiker just go flying, and Leatherface just like, what?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't even go down at all. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, I hope I don't fall. Okay. And last but not least, Anna, the fearless leader, her appropriately named ability, Pain is Nothing, significantly reduces the damage she'll take from attacks and falls like jumping out windows. Her additional buff is a temporary immunity to the effects of any poison. Poison is something we have not seen in action yet. We knew about it based on the leaked achievements, the Xbox achievements that came. The test achievements are not legitimate, but it did confirm poison. So we didn't see that in action yet, and how poisons will come into play. I'm definitely curious about that, and the fact that she can be completely immune to it could be a game changer for sure. And the thing, we saw how bad jumping out of a window can mess you up when Sunny did it.
It takes you from at least 3/4 health down to
a nipple.
A nipple of health.
Yeah. I mean, it really destroyed Sunny. So the fact that you could just kind of, I don't know how much it cuts it down, but if it is significant, that would be huge, because in the middle of a chase, just pop it and then dive out that upstairs window, and if assuming Leatherface isn't going to jump out the window after you, you're good.
Right. Yeah.
I do wonder about that, because that window is now wide open. Can Leatherface go out of it, or is that just like blocked off for him entirely?
It has to be. There's no way he can just follow you.
Just jump,
like in the Final Girls with the slow mo while he's on fire.
Yeah, I mean that would be neat.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, that's not gonna happen. But it would be. I'm just curious how that works. If it's literally just completely blocked off for him, I mean that makes sense. But all right, so yeah, that is all of the unique abilities for all 5 of the victims. We are going to get playing cards for the family members as well. But I mean, I like how intuitive all this is. Yeah. I like the idea of the skill tree, because there's a grinding element to that. The ability and when to use it effectively is really key. There's some things that kind of like correlate to how Evil Dead is, which I love that side of Evil Dead. I love the skill tree. I think it's a little over the top with the skill tree, and how you can go from I'm garbage to I am absolutely dominant just based on your skill tree.
Yeah.
But if there's a balancing to that and that ability, as long as there's nothing like insane. I think Julie's ability sounds really crazy, so I'm just curious the balancing side of things when it comes to that. But regardless, I think this is a more of a confirmation of how much you need to work together as a team.
Yes, very much so. They have said in the past, like on Reddit, people have been like, oh, what if someone leaves? Like it's pretty crucial, but you can also work alone if that is your style, but you're gonna want to work as a team. Yeah.
And people like Julie probably will work better by themselves if that's the case.
Yeah.
Very final girl is what I'm saying with her. But Anna as well. I mean, to take more pain, that's probably a pretty powerful thing in a game like this, where you have a legitimate health bar in play versus something like F13, where we don't actively see a health bar like that. So I don't know, being able to visually be aware of that and how close you are to dying, somebody like Anna could be pretty useful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I think a meta was established very fast in F13 with like stamina is what you need the most, and you can kind of work around repair as long as you're not terrible. So yeah, I mean, it was like everybody get marathon, everybody get thick skinned, things like that. So I wonder how quickly that type of meta is going to be established in TCM. What's going to be the most important attribute? I think it's going to be endurance.
Yeah, I think, like we said before, it's pretty self-explanatory, but I think endurance and stamina management.
Stamina management
is going to be. It's going to be key to surviving and getting away from your family members.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. And stealth as well. I don't know. God, I just want to play. Can we play now?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sure the next piece of information we're going to get from the game is going to be the family side of things in this.
Yes.
So we'll be back doing a video like this when that drops. But until then, that's going to wrap this video up. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more updates like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.